Hey Dunchbags, what's going on? It's Landon Remixes here, and welcome to my review of some number odd EP from Xilent. This one is called Your System. Now if you remember, I did review Xilent's debut album, We Are Virtual, and I gave it a pretty good review for the most part, because I was digging the type of sounds he was pushing through and the amount of diversity that was on the album. Your System is Xilent's first project since that album, and I was really excited to finally hear what he could do with a little bit more time after the release of what was a pretty generic but successful single, Edge of the World, with Razahel and Beko. Now Xilent has gained a lot of popularity in more recent years for his kind of melodic style infused with a lot of glitchy sounds, and that's been kind of his standard sound for quite a while. I typically get a little bit more excited about Never Say Die EPs than, let's say, Disciple recordings or O's Law, just because Never Say Die has been a label that's consistently pushing out really good freaking dubstep, especially with their label's biggest artist, Zomboy, putting out such good freaking music, along with the label head Schism. Xilent's very robotic single Ultimate, which was on the last Never Say Die compilation, didn't actually make this EP, which is a bit disappointing, but for the most part I think he makes up with it with a fairly solid EP. The EP kicks off with Reborn, which I think is one of Xilent's best tracks in a very long time, although it does kind of feature Xilent's standard melodic along with a little bit of glitch sounds. For the most part, I'm really impressed with these really long womp 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 sounds that are used throughout the track, along with its very long intro kind of teaching dubstep listeners, okay, there's more than just the drop here. This intro has a lot to take from it, and the big drop kind of reminds me a little bit more of Barely Alive's sound, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. This track is absolutely banging and something I can see myself playing a lot at gigs this year. Meanwhile, the title track, Your System, is reminding me a bit more of the pots and pans style that artists like Nightmare have been using, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but also doesn't really make for one of the most unique tracks that it could have been. I'm definitely digging this one a bit more than the final track on the EP though. This is the most possible generic Xilent song you could probably find. This is melodic pretty much the whole way through, along with a bit of vocal appearance, but other than that, it's exactly describing that melodic dubstep sound along with a bit of glitching. It really leans heavily on that sound and doesn't really deviate much from it, which made for probably my least favorite track on the EP. I don't absolutely hate it, but I don't love it either. I think Xilent's got a long way to go before he makes a really awesome, unique project in an EP or an album. Like I said, there's a really good one on here, there's a really not so good one on here, and I'm pretty neutral for the most part as to where this EP is going. I'm going to go ahead and toss this one a 4.5. I feel like that's what it deserves. If you feel like it deserves higher, let me know in the comments. Remember, this is just my opinion, it's just what I'm thinking right now about this EP. Things can change, but it probably won't. Anyway, let me know what I should review next. I'm Landon Remixes, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.